Hello, everyone. My guest today is Gabriele. He joined Doodle in 2016 to transform it into a SaaS business. After studying physics, he went into consulting, got an MBA at London Business School, and joined Doodle's mother company, Tamedia. Swiss and Italian, he's a polyglot and loves the Mediterranean and Swiss Alps seafood and Swiss cheese. Gabriele, are you ready to take us to the top?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So I want to get one distinction out. You were not one of the founders of Doodle, but you joined in 2016. So what's that relationship like?
Yeah, exactly. So actually, Doodle was founded 10 years ago, actually 11 now already, by two PhD students at ETH in Zurich. That's our technical university here in Zurich. And so
sorry, what year was that? What year were they founded?
In 2007.
Okay.
Been around for quite a while, and we've grown to be 200 million users in a year that are visiting Doodle right now. So it's been around for a while, and so it's pretty well known around the world as well.
Yeah, no, look, I think all my audience probably use Doodles, especially, I find them coming into my inbox when there's a team meeting where the email thread gets past 100 messages long and someone says, screw this, use Doodle.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So I get that, but I want to understand. So did they pursue you in 2016, or did you pursue them? And what revenue model were they before turning to SaaS?
Yeah. So what we've been doing is that Tamedia, the mother company of Doodle, has owned Doodle now for 4 years. So in 2014, Tamedia took 100% stake of this, and it grew steadily, especially on the revenue side. It grew nicely on the user side, but on the revenue side, it grew steadily. And so the feeling of the Tamedia, of the corporate was, there is so much more potential in this.
Yeah.
Let's do and change something. And at that point in time, when I came in, we really were tasked to say, look, what is going to be your growth strategy? And so we looked at what we had been doing for all of the years before, which is advertising business. And we just saw that, the growth trajectory there wouldn't be as interesting. And also that, given that this is a productivity tool, you really want to align, your incentives with the incentive of your users and customers. And so, they come to you and pay for what they get. And so we're now really turning this into a subscription business where we're about enabling great meetings. So really going into the scheduling full on with a suite of other tools as well. Not only the group scheduling, but also one-on-one scheduling, integrations into your calendar, smart scheduling, as we do with our bot that we bought. So we bought 2 years ago an Israeli startup that does a smart scheduling bot in Slack called Mikan. And so all of these pieces together, we're really now putting together to a all encompassing scheduling tool that you can use.
Did Tamedia pursue you in 2016, or you pursued them?
I was in Tamedia, and they asked me to do this job. Yes.
Oh, I see. You were at the parent company and you said,
Yes.
I want to go jump into that thing. It looks fun.
I see. Exactly. And I've been doing this now for 2 years, and we've changed quite a lot. So we've grown from, being 20 people to being about 60 people now.
Where's everybody based?
We're based, about half is based in Zurich, about a quarter in Berlin, a little bit less than a quarter in Tel Aviv. And we have some people helping out from an outsourcer in Belgrade. So we are spread across 4 offices in Europe and Israel.
And just to be clear, today now pure play SaaS company, or do you still have legacy trailing kind of revenue?
We have still a large part of our revenue still advertising. So we've spent the last year or so really to get our technical house in order and to really focus on the premium product. And now we're starting to monetize it. So we're starting to be more aggressively monetizing the premium business.
I want to focus the rest of the show on the SaaS side of the business. But again, just before we do that, just so people can understand what you mean when you say the advertising stuff. Like when I use Doodle, I can't remember when I saw advertising. Where are advertisers paying you to put them inside of the old tool?
So it's very often on the participation page. So when you send out the link and your buddies answer on that link, so there's quite a lot of space around. So that's also a lot of the traffic comes from the participants, obviously, right?
Yeah.
When you send out the meeting, it goes to several people, so that's most of the traffic we got. But also, when you create a Doodle, you can we have some advertising, but they're around. So it's the tool itself is well protected, if you wish.
Sure.
And so it's the customer experience is not really compromised in the tool itself. It's around.
No, makes good sense. And last question on this before we move on the advertising side, you said it makes up the majority of your revenue. Can you give me a percentage? Are we talking 70%, 50%, 90%?
Yeah, it's about 85-15 still. So we want to flip that.
That's monthly? Like last month, 85?
Yeah.
I'm just curious though, if you're taking all the revenue over the past year, or just last month, 85% was advertising, 15% was SaaS.
Yeah, last month.
Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, so you're making the transition. Now, so walk me through, you come in and you go, okay, what do we price this thing at? And you're going, let me try and put some data behind this. Otherwise, I'm just going to basically pull this out of my ass. How did you come up with a price point?
So we're still testing prices. So we've had a premium product for a while before. It was just never in the focus and has never been really worked on, additional features and so on and so forth. So for the time being, we're keeping that price. And so there's a different price point. So we have for the private, we call it, it's $49, and for the business, it's $69 for a year. And so the difference is that the private, you get no ads and some additional features, but you don't get the branding feature. And in the business, you get to brand Doodle as you want it, with a logo, with a background, and so on and so forth. And on the business side, also, you can add more than one user. So you can have administrative rights. And so you can have, business package for 5, 10, 20, up to, there is companies who have thousands of Doodle seats. So thousands of users can actually use the premium Doodle.
And so Gabriele, just to avoid going down every customer cohort, what would you say on average, just on your SaaS side, a customer is paying per year?
On average, they're paying about $30 to $40 because we have the big accounts have quite a aggressive price model.
Okay, good. So $30 a year, or call it maybe $3 a month, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. And do they all have to pay annual, or do you have a monthly plan?
We are introducing the monthly plan shortly, but for now it's all annual. Yeah.
Okay. And why not just stick all annual? What did you see in your data that said, hey, we need a monthly option?
So it's just to see another conversion point. So to have a lower barrier of entry, and obviously as most SaaS companies do that, the monthly price will be higher if you multiply it up by 12 than the annual. So we want to see how that works out, and if we can get some more revenue growth out of having a monthly plan. And
I'm curious how it's how the experiment has gone so far. So 2016, you join, you think about pricing, you start transitioning to SaaS, and now makes up 15% of your revenue. Walk me through, how many customers do you now have just on the SaaS project, ignore your advertising side?
Yeah. So we have about we have between 25 and 30,000 customers.
And do you feel like that's a good conversion rate from your 200 million free users, or a bad conversion rate? I mean, how does that sit with you?
That's really low. That's why we have a huge potential in front of us. So that's where really we are all totally convinced that we can flip this over to a 90 to 10 business where 90% is subscription, and actually keep the advertising growing. So we really believe there's a huge potential in the SaaS side of this business.
Yep. And again, just only Gabriele speaking to the SaaS side. If I take those 25,000 customers times that, call it $3 a month-ish price point, right? I mean, that puts you right now, this revenue stream for you guys is about 62, 64 grand per month, something like that. Is that accurate?
Yeah, it's actually a bit more.
Okay. Have you broken 100 yet, or no? 100 grand a month?
Not yet.
Okay, cool. So what do you, as you kind of balance these two very different revenue streams and you're setting goals with your team, like what is the goal by the end of the year in terms of what ARR run rate you want to hit on the SaaS side of the business?
So we want to get to to about 1.5 million ARR by the end of the year.
God, so call it like 120 grand a month, something like that. You're at 62 now, so doubling between now and the end of the year.
Yeah.
As he looks to the sky and goes, "I hope we can do that," right?
No, it's like looking to the sky and saying, "Yeah, it's a stretch, but it's a good stretch."
If you're between, call it 64 and 100 grand today per month in revenue, give me a sense of growth. Where were you a year ago?
So a year ago we were. Good question. I'd have to check.
Okay.
I don't know. I know though that we're getting much better month over month. So our cash collection this month compared to last month has gone up more than 20%. We are on the on a roll right now. It's going really well. We are on a roll to be up about 40% in cash collection compared to last month. That's where I say, right, we have a huge potential because we historically Doodle hasn't really talked a lot or communicated a lot with their users and customers to really bring them to a conversion, because it's very Swiss, it's very privacy, and we don't want to bother our users too much, and we're really changing that now and really doing all of the things we should have done ages ago to really communicate with users, having email sequences and so on and so forth. All them.
Gabriele, churn is so critical in this kind of business at this price point. What's your churn today, and how do you manage that having only 2 months of cohort data?
Yeah, I mean that is exactly the hard part here. I can't tell yet, right? So we've been into this not long enough, or at least not with this focus long enough. And whatever I'd say now would be, sort of
too early.
Too early.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Let me ask about some of kind of the other economics here. Are all of these 25,000 paid? They've come directly from you putting up a pop-up or something to your free user base, or are you doing any kind of direct paid spend to acquire new customers? Do you have a CAC?
Right now, the performance or direct spend on marketing is very low as we're just testing out, right? We're testing, where can we get our customer acquisition cost to go to on the marketing?
What do you think you can get that down to?
Sorry?
What do you think you can get that down to? Where do you think you can take CAC?
We need to take it down to about $8 to $10 for a free trial at the most.
Why do you say that?
Yeah, we want to run at about spending not more than 1 year worth of revenue on a user. So we really need to go down to that for the free trial.
But how many free trials do you need to get one new paid?
It's about, at the moment we are at about 15 to 20% conversion to paid.
Yeah. So if you spend $10 on a free trial, and worst case, you have to get five free trials, right? That's $50 for a $30 a year customer. It's not horrible if your cash stance can handle it. Interesting. Now, where are you? If you do spend $8 to $10 for a free trial, where are you spending that? Name some of the tests that you're running right now.
So some of the tests we're running, it's the let's say the classical ones. So it's AdWords, Facebook, display ads on Google. So we're just going through, testing out different retargeting as well.
How do you decide, Gabriele, on the first test on these things, how much to test? Do you just say, okay, spend $1,000. I don't care if I lose it all, but that's what a test is worth. Spend $1,000 on Facebook this month and let's see what happens.
Yeah, the team has some pretty clear goals, right? They say, look, this is where we can get to. We can spend several grand, because you need to get some volume first as well to actually go get some leads that actually go through the free trial and then actually purchase. So in the end, you need to go all the way through the funnel, otherwise you can't really measure it. And because you can probably buy free trials that are cheaper, but they're only valuable if they convert in the end. Yep. So they can't have a lower conversion rate than our organic users. And so it's over the last months we haven't spent a lot, but
how
we
much
already
total would you say you've spent on just testing across all these channels?
10K maybe.
Okay, so that's not bad. So that's about, what is that? A little north of, call it 16% of the 62 grand in revenue, something like that. That's not bad. And then you double down on what works, right?
And I mean, it's really we really see it as tests. I mean, the most part of our conversion is really from the organic and free traffic. So
has the company Tamedia, it bought 49% of the company back in 2011, and then it sounds like they bought the rest of it in 2014. They weren't happy with the growth, so they said we've got to get someone to jump in, and you said I'll do it in 2016. Have you raised additional capital for this part of the business, or are you just trying to be cash, break even right now without having to ask for more money from Tamedia?
I mean, what we've done is we've gone twice to the board of directors of Tamedia and asked some investment. And the first actually was, Doodle, even though relatively small, was nicely profitable. So the first one was like, hey, let's please allow us to not turn in any profit, and with this money we will invest it and building this new product. And then early this year, we went back and said, look, this seems to be working. Please let us invest some more, and so that's where we are now.
And how does that work? So if you ask for $1 million, will they just kind of write you $1 million, or do they actually put like $1 million on this cap table and you get diluted?
So I mean, it's 100% owned by Tamedia anyway. So basically, it's just part of, if you wish, their budgeting.
Wait, process. Gabriele, you're CEO. You're running this bad boy. You have no equity. What the hell are you? Why not go start your own company?
Good question. Next question. No, it's,
no, seriously though. I mean, you seem like a talented guy. Why agree to do this with no equity?
That's good. It's really interesting. I love this product. I really love this product. I love the vision we have for this, and it's a good gig, really. I'm allowed to grow a company. I'm allowed to really make it big in this thing, and so that's.
Do you have at least? I mean, have you negotiated some kind of performance where, like, if you guys hit this much revenue, then you're awarded this much?
I obviously have a bonus.
I see.
Part of this and so on and so forth. So it's not like I'm totally.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's got to be some way you have some upside if you work really hard to grow this thing.
Absolutely.
Very good, Gabriele. Let's wrap up here with the famous 5. Number 1, what's your favorite business book?
Yeah, I loved Creativity Inc. by Ed Catmull.
Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying?
I've met recently the CEO and co-founder of Monday.com. I'm really impressed by what they're doing in their business, and there's a lot to learn from him.
And guys, we had Gil and those guys on. They're also a great sponsor of the show because we use them. You can check them out at monday.com/the top. Great 10% off just for the top listeners. Gabriele, it's nice how that works, isn't it? We didn't even plan that. All right. Number 3, what is your favorite online tool for growing your business?
It's been Slack at the moment. It's really just for the communication of it. Growing the business, you mean by leads growth and so on. Intercom, we're using Intercom right now for all of our user communication.
Great. Number 4, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
8.
That's good. And what's your situation? I see a ring on, so you're married. How many kids?
Yeah, married and 2 girls, 9 and 7.
Kids. All right. And how old are you?
I'm 41.
41. All right, Gabriele, take us home here. Last question. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
Oh, wow. Good question. I don't know. Never asked myself this question.
What do you tell your little girls?
What they should know?
Yeah. What do you tell them? Like when you talk to them about business or just, doing what they love in life? I mean, what do you tell them? What's advice you give them?
Yeah, I think I really try to give them the advice that, or one of the things I really believe in is that you you shouldn't take yourself and all of the people around you too seriously. You should always be able to laugh about yourself, and even when the going goes tough. So I think that really helps me to to be kind of healthy.
Good. Guys, don't take yourself too seriously. Doodle was founded in 2007. A company called Tamedia bought 49% of it in 2011. And then in 2014, they bought the entire company. Gabriele, who joined us today, was a part of Tamedia. And in 2016, when they were not happy with the growth of Doodle, they said, we need an executive to jump in and run this thing. Gabriele said, I'll do it. Looks exciting. They now have over 200 million users, again, helping you more easily construct and get your friends or colleagues together to have meetings. They've got 25,000 paying customers on their SaaS product, which makes about 15% of the revenue today. That's 15%. The other 85% is advertising-based revenue. But again, they want to flip that percentage. They've got those 25,000 customers paying about $3 a month, so somewhere between 60 and 100 grand per month in revenue. Hoping to drive up to about 1.5 million bucks in ARR run rate by the end of this year, December 2018. Willing to pay $8 to $10 for a free trial with their team of 60 people based between Zurich, Berlin, and Tel Aviv. Gabriele, thank you for taking us to the top.
Thank you.